Okay, Jack.
I'm a little
Yes,
late.
Mr.
Hello, everyone. This is Jack, your host for the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts. This is the Across the Pond Hangout. I hope to be keeping in with the theme. I think it's like model kits, memories, things that we did in the past, and things we're doing in a present and maybe future endeavors. It's almost like talking about Lou's little room there with his menagerie. Yeah, we should do a play like Tennessee Williams, Lou's Menagerie.
Uh-huh.
You know, glass menagerie.
Call it the ass menagerie.
Yeah, that's something like that. I don't know. You just reminded me of that because when I think of my high school nostalgia, I think of Tennessee Williams, which is because I was in a theater when I was in high school, and we did some Tennessee Williams. Glass Menagerie being one of them because it was not as risque as Streetcar Named Desire. So anyway, we are here. Last weekend, a week ago, we were already in the middle of a 48-hour hangout at this time exactly a week ago. And I have to say we've met some friends, some old friends, some new friends, and hey, it turned out pretty good. I got the list of names here, and I will be blackmailing you sometime later today. So yeah, there was some. You know what? I didn't get drunk. I felt good though. I finished a build. I finished my wood build. I'm not going to skin this baby. I'm going to leave it as it is because I think it looks cool the way it is.
Indeed.
I think I might do another one because I tried to do a Gundam right after this and miserably failed. Yeah, the 48-hour hangout was great. The only thing is, Jim and I got to reschedule ourselves differently because we were bleary-eyed by the first 12 hours. But yeah, it was great. I got to talk to Carwin. It's really funny because Carwin and I got talking about politics, UK politics, which was very interesting. And somebody new in the 48-hour hangout, who was that? That was Brian. He's from the MeWe community. He's just sitting there quietly. I don't know what's going on. I'm quiet. And then later I asked him, so what do you think about the 48-hour hangout? He says, well, gee, with all that talk, I thought you guys were already drinking. And it was like 8 in the morning when we just opened up the hangout. We didn't even have to give ourselves a chance to do any partying, but we had a good time, I think. There are some guilty suspects here, as usual suspects here, that will tell you more about, well, maybe they won't because they'll be incriminating themselves. Anyway, this is the next to the last Across the Pond hangout for this year. And I don't have the schedule laid out for next. In 2 weeks, when we do another Across the Pond, I will have the schedule when we're going to start up after the holidays. It'll be, today's the 1st of December. Can't you believe it? Next across is the 15th of December. And after that, it's holiday time. So we'll take some time out from the hangouts. We have the community builds. Some have done it, some have not. The naval build and the wood build. I just showed you mine. I had to get done before the year was out. And of course, real space. So I did a not Pioneer, Voyager, the real spacecraft Voyager, not the Star Trek one. So yeah, we did our community builds, and we would be talking about, if you have any ideas, just let us know. And if you are watching live, our live chat is open. Hello, Bob, Bruce, and George. Thank you for stopping by. Was planning to join live today, but called to work. Oh, too bad, George. Maybe next time. Maybe you'll be able to do it by the end of the year. Yeah, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce the usual suspects of this crime that we commit, killing time, every other week. We're going to start with Carwin. How you doing, Carwin?
Yeah, I'm still alive. That's good news.
You hung out with us for, I'd say, about 3/4 of that time for the 48-hour hangout.
Yeah, and then we stayed on after it finished as well, yeah.
Yeah, it went on for 61 hours.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and then Tuesday then I was in hospital, so that was fun.
We damaged you so badly you had to go to hospital, huh?
Oh yeah. I was having blood and urine tests and all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a great deal done this week. Obviously, I done the 48-hour hangout, and I done the Y-wing build that I was doing, and I done a little bit of a base for it as well last week. I'm planning on doing other builds now soon. I'm currently doing I am working on doing a model right now actually, but it's a prize for somebody, so I don't want to put it on here because it's going to be their Christmas present. So and just in case they're watching.
Oh, Carl,
So-
you have so much for me already. I can't believe you're doing something else. That's so nice.
Yeah, so I am planning on, one of the things I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be doing a Gundam build at some point, and I plan on doing a Gundam build with a base.
I love the way.
Pardon?
I love the way you say that. It is a Gundam build.
Yeah, it's going to be a Gundam build.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm going to be doing a base for it as well, so I'm planning that out. At some point, I'm going to be working on the space cruiser, and what else have I got? Have I got anything? I can show you what I did last week. I've still got that loaded in. So I can just show you the fruits of the 48-hour hangout. Hopefully. It should switch over. Sometimes software doesn't like working for me. There we go.
Nice.
Nice, as an Aussie would say. Nice.
Yeah, I spent the first sort of, I'd say I was on the hangout for about 30 odd hours.
Yep.
I spent the first 18 of those hours doing the Y-wing. I took a lot of time off, and then when it came up to the last 2 hours, I thought, I'm going to build the Avian 4.
Build the rest.
Yeah, between discussions, yeah, you got that built.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah. So it looks okay. It looks good. Considering the slides as well, it's only a 1/144th scale, so it's enough of a little display.
Interesting the way you have it lit. What's your external light, that blue?
That's an LED.
An LED, where is it positioned?
So where the top wall is going across, it's behind that pointing down.
He's got no wall on top, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm just tracing the shadow. Okay, got it. Interesting. That's a very, very nice way of lighting your diorama. I like it.
So it hides the source. So it's basically like a duck blind. Basically, it's just being lit from above, from behind, so you can't see the light source, and you can only see the effect of it. Yeah, it's fun, and of course, I finally got my weathering powders delivered, which meant that I could actually weather it up properly and not inhale it. I mean, I did anyway, but let's we won't talk about that. Yeah, it looks ridiculous amounts of detail on it.
That kit looks good in the dramatic lighting because it's got so much detail on it.
Yeah. Oh, and it does. Well, except for 1/144th scale, which is it puts it at just over 11 centimeters long. It's ridiculous amounts of detail that I was painting that under a magnifying glass because you just had to.
Yeah.
And in the end, I had to take photographs of it with a macro lens, with the lens model pressed up against the camera lens, just so I could see what the hell was going on.
They put so much detail in everywhere else. I'm surprised they didn't go the extra half-inch and do the cockpit as well.
Yeah, yeah. But again, I think they were going off I think they took a scan of the studio model, which doesn't have a cockpit.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. Plus, they've got the larger one. If you want to put a cockpit in the larger one, they've got one, I think, for the larger one anyway. So, for the 148 scale. So, but yeah, it was a quick build, and it was a good one, I think. I enjoyed doing it anyway. Maybe it was just the company.
Watching you doing it, you know.
Yeah. But, yeah. So that's pretty much. What else have we been working on? Is that it? No, I've been planning a base for the Gundam build, and yeah, I mean, I've been just looking at sort of different materials and that, because at some point as well, I'm going to be building a 1/18th scale Adam West Batcave, so that's going to be an interesting one.
That should be, yeah, absolutely.
I've already got bits sort of scale ready for it, and I've got materials on the way for things like the large piping that goes down in the background, the nuclear
the reactor. So for the reactor, I'm actually going to be using vinyl tubes that are the vinyl tubes that are used on industrial printers. Yeah.
So the reason why I'm using those is because if I wanted to buy tubes in the right size, it would cost me a lot of money. But as it is, I happen to know this company that uses them and just throws them out.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'm gonna walk away with those. So and they're exactly the right size.
We had a wide format printer at work that used the paper that it used. It came on a beautiful ribbed plastic tubing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll have all of those that you want to get rid of.
Yeah, I got So, but it's in like about 2.5 inch roll. So, which is just sort of like the perfect size to make those cylinders that come down from the reactor, you know, in the background. So they should be around the right size. And if they're not, it's going to be really easy to wrap them. So, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much me done.
I asked the live chat what's on their benches, and Bob said still effing F''N up the Gotham police car here. Cars are not my thing. So keep with it, Bob. You'll get it done, because why? It's a Gotham police car. That's why. All right. How you doing, Heath?
Yeah, I'm good. It was a great turnout last week. I thought it was brilliant. I managed to start 3 kits.
Well, before you go on, the people there were not brilliant, but okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Jeez, Jack, you certainly know how to phone and put me off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was bloody hard last week, Flamer being the only Aussie there, and Flamer, everybody's going pick.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. What's with you Aussies? I mean, there's I think not even like 18 million people in that country, or that continent, and it's only you representing?
Yeah.
Oh, where was Keith? Where was Perrin? Perrin used to show up.
Yeah, well, Spike's basically, he's still around, but he's just not doing anything else. He's not really doing anything modeling.
But how is he?
He's okay. He's put in smut most of the time.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. In
smut. We'll get to be able to do it too, you know.
Yeah. But I did start. In fact, I nearly finished 1 kit. I've nearly finished 1 build today, but the one that I was hoping that was going to be finished during the 48 hour is, yes, that's right, you guessed it. I was building a Tyrrell, everything was going fine, and then when it came to the rear downforce, yep, the curse of Heath's strikes again. The rear downforce didn't come together, and I just went, right, that's it, bugger you. So
Well,
now I've got to...
I have a Gundam kit that can relate to that, so yeah.
Yeah, well, so now I've got to get a whole brand new kit just to get the rear wing, because the one I've got is absolutely destroyed.
Would that be a spoiler alert?
No, it's not. Enough with the puns. For God's sake, there's only one person who does the puns around here, and that's Randall.
Who's Randall?
The shiny head one with the bald head, the bald spot.
The guy with a lot of hair, yes.
Share the
Right, okay.
But anyway, I did manage to. Now, this IndyCar I did start during the 48-hour. And this is the same scale as one of my F1s. I did finish building it today. I was hoping to have all the decals on it, but unfortunately, time ran away from me. And this is Nigel Mansell's 1993 winning IndyCar, as you can tell by the red 5.
It was the rookie, wasn't he?
Yeah, the only rookie ever to at that time to both win the F1 World Championship the year before, and then come over to IndyCar and win the World Championship. And
I think
I've always been a fan.
Nigel Mansell is also, I think he's the only person to make front page news for shaving off a mustache.
Yeah. Well, Nigel used to. What Carwin is trying to say there is that back in the when he was driving in the F1 days, he had this huge mo. Like, it would go right over his face. And one year he shaved it off, and that was it. And everybody just went, hey? And the thing was, Nigel didn't win. Nigel always said the mo would come off if he won the championship. Well, in '92 he won the championship, and the mo didn't come off, and he went over to America and he won the blasted IndyCar series. So yeah, but this is probably 3/4 done.
Okay.
Heath, I have an actual modeling question.
Yes.
On that car right there, since you have so many decals or decals on the hood so close together, are those put on as one, or are they all individual?
Okay. The ones down the end of the nose, they were together.
Okay.
They were together. The 5, that was separate. The Texaco symbol and the Energizer, that was together. So basically, from Dirt Devil down to the Lola at the point of the nose, that was all one decal.
Okay, because I was always wondering how you would do that without worrying about knocking one off kilter when you're putting the next one down and all of that.
Well, let's put it this way. The decals I had, I do not like, because there's supposed to be a BASF right across there.
Probably couldn't get the license for it or something.
No, it's there. It's just under the nose.
Oh, okay.
Although it will take a long time, couldn't you wait for a decal to dry to put another one near it or next to it?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's always that happens whether you're building starships or race cars. It's just a question.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I would imagine on something like that, getting the logo square is an important deal.
I'll tell you what, this IndyCar is probably the most decal work I've had. That's how it's supposed to look.
Oh, it's pretty okay. Okay.
Unlike a Formula One car, which doesn't have much sponsorship, like my Williams here. This one has the most. I mean, some people say that the Formula One cars sponsorships all over the place. Nah.
Well, you imagine a NASCAR car.
Oh, NASCAR. Oh.
NASCAR's even worse.
Well, NASCARs are worse. NASCAR are absolute worst. I've only ever made one NASCAR, and that was Dale Earnhardt's NASCAR, and those decals were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Every small little detail and everything. I'm going, couldn't it be better just to put the whole side panel?
Well,
the
that
whole little, all the little NASCAR
Yeah.
other sponsorships on one
I would say,
decal?
I'd have to say the only thing that's worse is probably the larger Gundam models with the decals.
Oh, yeah.
Those things have, some of the larger ones have like over 100 decals.
Well, yeah. Anybody who's built that Falcon knows how many thousands
Oh,
of tiny decals go on it.
Yeah.
I also managed to work out how to work the reverse decals on the tires.
Right. The white. You mean the white lettering ones?
No, these ones here. These ones on the car here. They're reverse. These are yellow.
Right.
So I managed to realize how to do that. This car, this build, it was originally a snap tight, and I'm going, oh, what a waste. So I used glue. So she's not going to be falling apart anytime soon.
Right.
Because with snap tights, it's like, ugh.
Well, just
They're
because
great.
you can snap, it doesn't mean you have to.
No, that's right. That's right.
I always glue together my Bandai kits, even though they're snap tight.
The thing is, the glue just gives it more.
You don't get that
Just-
squeak when you pick them up.
Yeah.
No,
Squeaky.
you don't get that.
Yeah, every time you squeeze it a little bit, it compresses and it gives you the Bandai squeak.
Yeah, you pick it up. Oh,
Well,
but no, that was one of the that was one of the models that I started. I started another Jordan that, well, we all know I had my first one. So this is my second Jordan. I started that one. That's going along real well. Instead of building the engine, I took out the engine from the old one. See, spares always happens. And then the one that I really wanted to finish was my Tyrrell, but as so foretold by James many years ago, rear downforce, the curse of me.
oh, would that be it there, Heath?
Yeah, that'll be about it, because I'm about to fall asleep here.
Okay. I just want to do a screen share of
Yeah.
a build, let's see, of a double-decker by Ray Martin on MeWe. Just so that you know, the Google Plus community is moving over to MeWe. The MeWe community looks like this, very similar to Facebook, but there's got a lot of features to MeWe that Facebook doesn't have, like a group chat, which has been very handy for the members already, talking to the community at large, and even having conversations among themselves that we can all watch the progress of when it comes to the points of discussion. Ray Martin here is doing a double-decker bus, and I have to admit, the last time I seen one of these, it was Christina Pritchard, who was doing actually a very used one. This looks like it's coming off the assembly line.
Yeah, that's mighty clean for a bus.
Yeah. Right.
I love the upholstery.
Especially a London bus.
Yeah, I love the upholstery on that.
The upholstery, yeah, that does look good, doesn't it?
Very nice.
Not even sure how that would have been. Is that part of the? Is that on plastic or is that a decal?
Decal that comes with the kit, the upholstery.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yes, he took the decal and was decaling the decal onto the seat.
Yeah.
I would decline to decal. I don't know.
God, the amount of times I've wrapped my shins on one of those corners going up the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Those are
Those buses were just
steps,
used
aren't
in
they?
London. I mean,
It
obviously,
let you know you were alive.
I thought you knew if you fell down those stairs with the metal edges.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
You need a little bit of blood stain on them, each of them, for the people that.
No, because the thing is, what you don't realise, it looks all very well, good and nice, but you've got to remember that most of the time, those buses were soaking wet. Everything in there was slippery as hell.
And you go like a
brains in England. That's why.
Of course he does. Yeah. Yeah, but then they put polished wooden floors in them, and
yeah, that's smart.
Suddenly you skate into the front of the bus, even though you wanted to sit up the stairs.
Looks like the downstairs and upstairs.
And I don't see a single seatbelt.
No. No.
Public transit doesn't have seatbelts. Not
No, that's what I'm saying. You're making it dangerous and having no seatbelts.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Usually the only one that's got a seatbelt usually is the driver.
When did they actually enforce putting seatbelts on? But it was only like something like 8 years ago or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's only within the last 10 years,
Yeah. Yeah. We still don't really use them on the main buses now.
Yeah. Main public transport buses, I haven't seen, mind you, I haven't been on a public transport bus for about 8 years anyway, so.
They're just something else for the vandals to break.
Yeah.
Yep. So
they'd be strangling each other with them.
That's Martin's double decker being built. So moving on, how you doing there, James?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Recovered from the weekend.
Finally.
Yeah, I had a bit of a rough week. Like 3 days to get over the weekend.
Well, every hangout we get to watch somebody sleep, and we got to watch you sleep.
Yeah. And then I was ill for a couple of days, and then the only good day I had was Friday. And so anyway, in the 48-hour build, I did my Gundam. Let me bring the pictures up.
A success.
Application window. Okay.
Yes.
Sassy. With a little head tilt, ready for the runway.
Yeah. Yeah, it went together. The only thing I had to really glue was these two intake vents on them. For some odd reason, they just wouldn't stay on. So I had to glue them. But everything else snap fit pretty good.
Is that an eyeball on his chest?
It's actually I guess, electronic beam weapon of some sort that's on his chest.
Gotcha. Looks like a group. Oh. He's staring at me.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting place to put that, considering that hump is actually the pilot.
Oh, really? That's right. That's right. They're not necessarily.
They're not in the head. No.
No, I think there's only one that actually is in the head, isn't there?
There's
nobody.
No, none of the
but in most Gundams they're in the chest.
They're in the chest. Yeah. The pilot seat's in the chest. Yeah. Cockpit, I should say. Yeah.
Well, they're not in the cockpit. They're.
No, Jesus, Lou.
There's always somebody lowers the tone of the conversation.
Yeah.
A great background, but I can't see it.
Yeah, I know.
The model of Gundam is obstructing your really nice background there.
But isn't they say is, if you wish to do some creative photographs, they are posable. So
yeah,
good thing about those.
They are fully posable.
Yeah.
It looks like you got yourself there a nice kit, though. What was your thoughts on it? I mean,
I thought it went together pretty good. One thing that would be nice is if the joint section here, which slides up into here, I wish there was some sort of tab or something for locking in, because it comes loose quite a bit. But that was what one deficiency in the kit. But this is a bit of an old. Well, it's not that old kit. It's probably about a 5-year-old design. This one, but other than that, it went together quite well.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I during the 48-hour, just to make my confessions known to everybody. I started one, but I ruined it. But that's just my way of building, I guess. I need multiple kits before I get it right.
Anyway, so that, and let's go to trans.
Well, next time I go to Wonderfest, if there's a Gundam that catches my eye or something else,
yeah. And I got a bit more work done. Started getting some bending done here.
Yes.
oh wow.
That looks like the turkey after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I do have to do is, if you notice at the bottom along here, it's not, it starts to curve down here. I'm going to have to plane that so it's straight across, but that's part of it, because I've just wetted it there yesterday afternoon, and so it's actually dry now, so I can unclip it. But so I got that, and then I got to do the same board on the other side, and then to start fitting it, start trimming it and fitting it.
You should take a bow. Oh, why would you?
Oh, that's a stern attitude. Yeah.
Take a bow. That was good. Take a bow. James, when you go to putting your bottom planks on, will you go right, left, right, left, right, left, or do you do all one side and then do the other side?
No, you do right, left. You start at the top and work your way to the back.
Okay, so you keep them even by doing side to side. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was
starboard to port, right? That's what you mean, starboard to port. Starboard.
No, I meant starboard to port. I meant right to left. Yeah, that's what I meant. Because I was noticing how you were holding it on with the clamp, and I was thinking, well, that'd be a lot easier if you were doing all of one side before you moved over and did all of the other side. You'd be able to clamp the side, use those clamps a lot easier.
Yeah, but no, in order to keep everything parallel on both sides, you have to do
that. Makes sense.
Both sides at the same period of time. The same board.
Yeah.
That would be. I guess that would be the only way you can make it symmetrical.
Well, it's easier to check keep your geometries correct.
Yeah. See, one other thing that's important is the overhang of the wood before you trim it off is important, because when you put the other side on, you clamp part of it to the other side's board.
Oh, okay.
So that they are exactly in the same position.
And then you trim them off when you move up to the next one or move down to the next one.
Yeah, well, once it's dry, then I can take it off and like this, we're ready to then start fitting it and gluing it in place type thing.
Okay.
One thing I notice I'm going to have to do is at the top, where the top of the that board matches the keel. It's on an angle, so you see the space where the board's tilted.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to chamfer them at the top to fit it in tighter against the keel. But that's to be expected. So that's I mean, to bend the boards is easy enough. I have a nice metal tin. I just boil some kettle full of water, and then I just pour the boiling hot water into the metal tin, and then soak since I'm only mostly doing with the ends of the boards for fitting, I can just soak the ends into the cup and work it from there.
And then you make a nice tea with it later.
Yeah.
Dunking a tea bag into the ends of the board.
Yeah.
What type of wood is it, James?
It's
Ash.
It's a mixture of boards. You've got there's birch ply.
Oh, birch.
There's birch ply and I think the panel the boards are basswood, and then I've also got walnut in here too.
So, oh wow! No ash, because ash does bend well.
Yeah.
When it's wet and when it's hot, wet. Because in furniture making, you can soak ash and then use even a ironing iron.
Yeah.
Heat it up, you can create the steam inside the wood, and then it bends easier that way.
Yeah, well, I've seen some of the modelers. They have you can buy a bending iron. I would have to be doing a lot more in order to justify the expense for a bending iron.
Sure.
It's the same thing as a planes. I mean, I got my small X-Acto plane, which I can use. But if I was doing this all the time, I would be going out and buying a couple of violin planes. But
oh wow, Well, those are I've seen them. They're pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's where I'm at, anyway.
Cool.
All right, very good. Let me catch up with you here. I can make a comment on the. Let's see, where are we? All right, I'm going to share the Facebook page, and this would be Tony Suburn. I'm having real trouble finding community covers, guys. So if you ever have a suggestion, I'd be more open to it. The suggestion would entail as to why you liked it. I'm running out of because they're just so good. Everything is so good. I can only have one every 2 weeks. If you recall, our friend Dave did a General Lee action still diorama. His police car was flipping on its side in his diorama, but this one has its own merits too. I just love the way he did the dust coming off the wheels.
Mm-hmm. What I really like about that is the fact that he's actually put into consideration the fact that it's rear wheel drive. So he's actually put in more dust on the rear wheels than he has on the front.
Yes, especially here on the police car.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. He's got a little bit of dust kicking up on the front wheel, but because it's rear wheel drive, he's got it so that it's, slamming it out the back, like.
Mm.
But that's a nice little touch to check it on a diorama. I think if you look at it from the above view as well, he's actually put in the grooves of the tires are made into the dust as well.
Yeah, I do like that. I noticed they did the dimension in the dust. Especially on the side shot. I don't think the roads tore up enough though.
As Carwin says, the tracks behind the police car, you put them in.
Yeah.
More obvious in one of the in progress shots, I think, before we put the dust coming up the back wheel.
Yeah.
And he's got the dirt on along the bottom and on tires. I think that his attention to detail is very interesting. Very, very realistic, and I do like the way he created the dust off of it, particularly the police car.
He even has the suspension depressed there on that back wheel where
it's kinked down from the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a better angle of that dust off the car. It's funny we're paying so close attention. At least I am paying so close attention to the police car because the General Lee. It's very typical the way you would do that, but I'm just saying the attention to the detail really comes off on a police car much more so than maybe the General Lee. Because I wouldn't think of doing that. I wouldn't think of doing that. This is actually really cool stuff. Oh well, there's your tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you mean? You can see the way you must have just slid the car through it. You must have.
That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if that. I know it's colored cotton and all that, but I wondered if some of that gray might not be steel wool.
What, the dust?
Yeah, the dust off the General Lee.
That's fiberfill.
Fiberfill, yeah, painted fiberfill.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I was thinking the gray, whether a steel wool would give you a better gray, but
I think it would kind of be. I hear what
maybe
you're
a core.
saying. That'd be very hard to shape. I think. Yeah, here's some steel wool here on my bench.
Yeah.
I think I don't know.
Maybe a core of that with fiberfill around it.
It might be easier to use steel wool if you wanted to do like a finer wisp, towards the outer edge. It might hold its shape a little bit better. But that stuff looks, it looks like it does the job.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the steel wool kind of like is rolled up.
Right. Yeah, but look at what you got on your left hand, on the left most of it. You tease it out.
Well, yeah, you could tease it out. But I don't know. That's very dark.
Well, that's why I was thinking maybe the core of the dust was done with something like that, and then fiberfill around it.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
Because that would like you say, retain the shape. You could sculpt better than fiberfill.
That's right. The steel wool would retain a shape a little better than fiberfill would.
It's so beautiful. We have to pick at it. You know that.
This is very, very, what do you call, rivet counting type of stuff?
Yeah. No, but it's nice to see those sort of thoughts being put into, particularly into seeing a car that's actually just sliding around the corner.
Yeah.
Right. Well, moving on. He's on the phone, so we're going to move on to you, Lou. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing well, Jack. I notice you're sporting the grizzly look now.
Yes, my mom calls it the goat beard, not the goatee, but the goat beard.
The goat beard.
I'm showing my age.
Sorry to have missed the hangout last weekend, but sorry.
Well, I know your family is more important than your modeling family. I know.
Well, yeah, but I was drinking in sympathy to you guys, so I feel James's pain this week.
You drank well if you were drinking to our sympathy, definitely.
I drink to people's memory because I lose my own when I do. But other than that, getting back, didn't do much this week except put down thousands of tiny windows on that blamed saucer.
Yeah, so I saw it. Yeah, there's plenty of windows on there.
Here, let me see if I can pull up a sheet.
David's incidentally, David's watching us. He's on the live chat.
Those
a grill for a car, right? You're building a car. Good, yay!
Yeah, that's in the computer room from Al.
I know what they are.
Tiny windows. So between that and my bad back this week, that's all I got done.
Oh, okay. As Bob said on the live chat, cars are the devil's kits. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, because who was it? That would have been Gunmore, who does the Gundam kits, built a tank with Wayne, and he says, well, tanks are the devil's kit.
Yeah,
Wayne is on our live chat too. How you doing, Wayne? How you doing, Bob? You're also on the live chat too, and Dave, who we just talked about with the General Lee, he's there as well. George, and of course Bob, another Bob Bruce. Bob Bruce. He's been doing a lot of Batman stuff lately. So moving on, let's talk to Liam. So you have a nice phone call?
Yes, it's my.
If you were employed by us,
I have a cousin who's a pet. I think most cousins are pets.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So he wanted something urgent, so I thought rather than have to suffer him later on, I'll answer the call now.
He never watches these videos.
You know what? I have to say something right here and now. The most I've ever seen of Liam was on a 48-hour hangout. He did pretty good. Most I've seen of him.
I enjoyed last weekend. I mean, as much as I could, I tried to make an appearance. And it was on for quite a while, but I didn't do an awful lot of modeling on it, but it was more chatting that I was enjoying on it. That was actually much more fun. And congratulations on it, Jack. I think it was probably one of the best ones there have been.
Oh my God.
Out of the 6 so far.
I think I'm going to give thanks for the credit, but it wasn't me that I'm going to give credit back to Carwin, because a lot of people say if it wasn't for Carwin, they would have been bored with me.
I'm going to take a
because we talked about you when you weren't there. That's a true sign.
Yeah.
Having a
If we only say that about you when you're not here.
So some anecdotes about theater and all that stuff. Like it was worth it, just for that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The worst part is though it's all true.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on there, Liam?
That's why we enjoyed it so much.
I know. I've been away 2 days this week. It's getting ridiculous. Between working 3 days and being away for 2 days, I haven't got an awful lot done at all. I'm practicing trying to get a way of doing windows on AMT kits that is perfect, that I can practice, get to the point where a lot of kits I want to do have the windows. So it's doing these and things.
Oh dear.
I think I'm getting better at it. Basically, what I'm doing, you can see the three sets of drill holes.
Yeah.
And then merging the 3.
And then matching the 3, and then just basically using the old scalpel between them very carefully.
Fingers.
All I can say is,
remember that when you push it through, your fingers may be on the other side.
Yeah.
The thing I have found is that it's take it slow. You must really, really, really don't try and rush it. It's not going to happen. Saying that, I mean, what's there's about 40 there, and that's about 4 hours. It's crazy. To do it carefully. I think they're getting neater and better. That's from one side. Then you have to obviously do the other side, because what you end up with a mess on the other side of the kit.
Liam, after we were talking last night, I thought it had occurred to me it was actually if you plot out the upper and lower windows in each section that you want to open up, then grind the plastic away from behind a bit.
Yeah, to make it thinner.
Yeah, I have actually sanded it. I've sanded it using, and it does.
And he's locked.
I've seen years ago, and I think it was like Fine Scale Modeler or something like that. Somebody was lighting the same kit, and they grind out the window from behind.
If you grind it from behind as well, it creates it's easier for the side illumination. So because you're looking through a deep shaft otherwise, so if you open that up from the inside, it's easier for it to illuminate the windows as well.
Yeah.
So
The hardest part about doing those windows on that kit particular is not the window itself, it's preserving the space between them.
Yeah.
You find yourself slicing out that.
Which have been successful enough, I think, with.
Yeah, you've done real well, but it's really easy to slice out in between those.
I did one. In the early stages, I did one that way, Lou, and I then trained myself back to say, look, take it slow, take it whatever.
Yeah.
But the idea of doing the back now, I must try that more. I had sanded behind them to thin it a bit, but actually using a grinder and going through them, that makes a lot of sense, Randall. Definitely.
You don't want to grind all the way through or something like that.
I know. Just slightly. It's a practice thing. I just want to try and see if I can get this to like a technique that works for the future. I say I'm still going to build this over time this year, but if other projects I need to go. I mean, the 48-hour hangout, I almost finished that thing back and forth and doing different things with it, but I want to do the detailing on it now. Sure. Well, please focus. 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 That's not good to focus.
Pull it back a wee bit.
It won't focus that close. The camera will go that close, but you can't really see it.
Well, with your holes.
But that's finished apart from the detailing and putting on the cockpit cover. So I want to try and get that finished because someone's birthday is next Saturday and it's for him. If I can get it finished. He's actually the guy that's asked me to do the 129th scale Reveal kit, which I did before. So I've kept him waiting so long. I thought I'd better give him something to keep him sweet for next week. And it's his birthday as well, so it should help things. With regards, I won't be here for 2 weeks from now, unfortunately, because guess what? I'm away again.
Well, if you're not here, I hope you're away.
It's crazy. But and then you've nothing then until the new year, Jack.
What's that?
You haven't got another hangout until January again, then?
No, the next. Well, this is next to the last one. Next one will be on the 15th. Right. 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then it quits.
I can't make that one, unfortunately. But if you're planning stuff for the new year, or I don't know if you've got any ideas yet. That's all we're doing. I know. Well, one thing I forgot to mention was the fact that, or maybe you will mention it, the fact that Jamie Hood joined us on the Hangout last week.
Yeah, I was going to mention that later, but yes.
Just the annoyance of Lou not being here.
Yeah, that's probably the.
It was probably
what brought him out.
We had a chat about Jamie Hood is what is he?
Round 2.
He's a brand development guy over at Round 2 Polar Lights.
Yeah,
and he's responsible for He said he was responsible for the box art and the promotion of this kit. Well, it's that kit there. I don't want to go back. I've been bragging all about that, and I'm not building it. But we were talking. I just wanted to talk to him and get a feel as to what he's about and what we will talk about. We'll be talking about how an idea of a model kit to produce comes about and how it's developed pretty much, and then of course marketed. And we're going to use the Katinga, the Star Trek Katinga 350, which I did see a prototype of the kit at Wonderfest. And I have to admit, just unpainted, just slapped together, it even looks pretty then too, without all the embellishments like the paint and other things. And this kit also comes with a lighting kit too, which is unusual in the sense that the only other model kit that they've done it to was the TOS Enterprise a lighting kit. Unusual in so much, well, we'll find out as to why Jamie wants lighting kits with it. And I think his answer will surprise you. It's totally not what I expected, but when he said it, it made sense. So we'll have him on sometime in January, possibly. I told him after the holidays. I don't want to commit because he has a family. He has, he can only make it's a little early for him on across the pond, but that's the only time he can make it because of his other commitments. So whatever time he can give us, it's appreciated. I thought maybe we can do a separate hangout with them, but I think it would be best if we did across the pond. So that's what's coming up early next year. But other ideas for the community, like community bills, and as such, I'm looking to you guys for assistance on this.
What if I know a frequent thing you see online with modeling groups is if people have the same kit, building it at the same time. And rather than a specific genre or specific car build, space build, whatever it may be. If people have the same kit, I mean, we all have a lot of the AMT kits, or there might be aircraft kits or something. It's just, well, it would be an idea of doing a group build that way, that everyone builds the same aircraft or ship, or whatever it may be. Not everyone, just people here interested.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before, about the idea of having a group build where everyone builds the same kit. Yeah.
As long as it was available around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
Well, that is an idea, but that's well. Then, if you guys want to do that, then quickly think about what kit would be something what we can do, and we can announce that for next year and say, hey, we're going to do this group build, buy this kit, we're going to build it by this date, and we'll all compare and make fun of each other.
Well, because everyone does it in a different way, or some people will add lights, some people won't, some people put in the diorama, some people won't.
I think it should be a kit that's wide open for interpretation, actually.
Yeah. And ideally one that maybe a lot of us already have, rather than buying specific, but or you buy a small little kit just as an idea and all build it, but
or another thing too that Lou did with the 18-inch Enterprise, he made a robot out of it or something like that, a figure. He made a figure out of that kit. I think that's something we can delve into. Maybe get a kit that is, like you said, easy to access, and then maybe not build it out of the box. Not, you know what I mean? Not out of the box, but out of the box, yeah. Out of the thinking of what it would be. Make it something different.
I can see the cogs are turning in Lou's head. I can see it from here.
That's steam, you see. Pouring out of his ears.
And obviously, if it's worth, on the MeWe groups and on the Facebook page, if anyone's got any suggestions, obviously feel free to put stuff up.
Yeah.
They come up with an idea that suits everyone, or suits some of us. It's not going to suit everyone, but suits some of us. But that's me at the minute. Not a lot going on. But one thing before I forget. I don't. How many people use Perfect Plastic Putty?
Yes.
Yes. Do you find it dries out, Jarvin?
Yeah, but it's also I tended to find that it's one of those putties that shrinks a lot as well. So I think the Perfect Plastic Putty is marble dust, and it's acrylic base, and I tend to find that it's good for scratches, but it's not good for filling. So it's good for.
It's not a problem I've had. It works every time.
Yeah, but I mean, I tend to find that I'm using Squadron. I've gone back to using Squadron putty more than Perfect Plastic. I'll use it for like little gouges and things like that.
Okay.
But I tend to find Squadron putties a little bit better for general filling.
The reason I ask about it drying out is I was talking to Randall the other night. I was using some, and I'd read online about someone using isopropyl alcohol, just a very small amount, just little drops, and into the packet, seal the packet back up again, give it a shake, a really big shake, and it works. It makes it undries it. But I swear by it. I think it's superb stuff. But
it's good for that. But I think that it's more for getting the sort of the final finish kind of.
It's almost like a Mr. Finisher, whatever that stuff was called, the Japanese stuff. Yeah, very like that.
Yeah, but I think for gap filling, I prefer to use Squadron putty.
Yeah. Just a final thought. There we go. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Very good. Oh, there's a couple of messages here. Gotta go. Sorry. Oh, come on, Bob. Bob left. Okay. I am going to screen share there's something on Google Plus. Google Plus is dying from what I can see. Yeah. And anybody who's a regular on Google Plus, I would strongly recommend that you open an account at MeWe.com. As you saw earlier, what it looked like. It is the new Google Plus community. So if you want, just create an account and message or friend me or Jim. Jim will be James Frost. My name is Jack Holzer, Holczer. In fact, I have that posted and permanently posted on the Google Plus community. So create that, move over there, because before you know it, and I'm looking at January, February of actually closing it down permanently. So if you're a member there and you want to continue on with the community, I hate to be a real DICK about it, but you know, I just don't like the fact that Google is Google and they are doing what they're doing. But I am going to share this. This is on the Google Plus community. This is Ken Skiffington. He doesn't do much of kits, but when I do see him doing a kit, it looks amazing.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's just showing off.
Now he's showing off.
Oh, he does film.
The thing I like about it, he's got the tower. There is a kit that has a tower. It's been out of print for a long time. They're very rare.
Yeah, but he probably scratch built that. He just sneezes and puts stuff together.
In about a half an hour.
Yeah.
And another use of fiber fill.
Yeah.
So what we saw with the General Lee was kind of airbrushing it to make it look like dirt and dust. This is steam and exhaust from the solid fuel boosters and lit from the inside, so that it looks like it's actually taking off. I have the kit. I don't have the tower. I do want to build it in launch mode. It's something that many people have done, and I really want to do it. I've never worked with fiber fill myself, but this will be a lot of fun to do.
Jack, I wanted to nominate a kit for the group build because I'm sure we all have one of these by now, right? Right. I know Jack's got one. I know they're just falling off the trees over in England. So,
Bleep.
That's for you not being here next time, Liam.
Oh.
I don't want one anyway.
That wasn't the 350. That was the AMT one, was it?
No, that was the 350.
Oh, was it the 350? Okay.
I'll just pull the reveal.
I would. You know what? I would not bastardize that kit. I would not. I would not do that.
No.
I'm thinking because what I've seen was I've seen people take a jet kit like I don't know, F-15 or something, and made it into a car or a spaceship or something like that. And that's what I think would be kind of cool to do, as to for us to look at a kit not as what the instructions say. You know what? We're not good.
That old Amtronic car. I've seen some brilliant shuttles made out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that certainly is an idea. And speaking of the brilliant ideas that we're all getting, here's the sponge of those ideas, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
I'm a sponge.
Sponge Phil SquarePants.
He's got the panda looking over.
I wonder I have trouble getting around. I'm okay. I'm okay. I didn't get as much done this week as I'd have liked, but hey, that's usual for me.
Hang out with us.
I did hang out at the last weekend with you, and I got a good start on a kit. But thought, well, try and do something with the naval theme, being as we're doing a naval build. So I thought I'd start this one, which is a pretty ancient kit.
Oh, that's the naval build. I was building a belly button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to do a belly button.
It's not a belly button build, no. It's a naval build.
And
it looked like a miniature Sarlacc pit.
I was going to do that, but I gave it up for Lint.
So, and while I was looking at the instructions, sorry.
Yeah, those are Japan heavy cruiser, heavy cruiser.
Heavy cruiser?
Heavy cruiser. Yeah. Rather special spelling there on that one. So, yeah. But yeah, this is sort of how far I've got so far.
I think it's half there.
It's and of course, because Liam said something about hollowing out the ends of the barrels of the small guns, it made me think about the replacing the barrels of the main guns with brass tubes. So
yeah,
good job.
Thanks, Liam. Thanks very much for putting that idea into my head.
You're a sponge. I told you.
And also did the little aircraft, and
Oh, good God.
and of course Randall suggested that maybe I might want to rig it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it isn't rigged, but I did put in the
Don't forget the red-headed pilot. Yeah.
yeah. I did put in the. I don't know if you can see the little brass
the wing strut.
wing struts.
Oh.
So I put a couple of brass wing struts in. It actually is supposed to have more than that, but after I'd finished twitching, after trying to put those in.
What colour is the pilot's boot laces?
Well, they're going to be a sort of a black fabricy. So that's pretty much as far as I got with that. I did try hand painting the deck and made a complete pig's ear of it. So I just resprayed the deck with. It's actually NATO brown, but I think it's a reasonable match for the linoleum decks they used on these ships. So, and that's pretty much where I am. Oh, I don't know if you can see on there. I also did the.
That just popped into focus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on stacks.
You did the grill work on top of
of
the stack too. Yeah.
Yeah, the on the main stack, it's all soldered. It's all this. What is this again? Nickel silver rod, which is 0.2 mil diameter. I made it out of that stuff.
Guys, I know what we should buy Phil for Christmas. A scanning electron microscope.
But you've seen those. You've seen those ones with the camera looking down, so they work off a pad.
Oh yeah, they're down. You can pick those up now for about $39-40. They've really dropped in price.
Yeah.
We'll give him that so he can stretch out a DNA strand so he can rig his airplanes. You know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of very small scale, that dropped through the. Well, it didn't drop through the letterbox. I had a major hammering on the front door, and the postman, who obviously wanted to open the door without unlatching it, gave me that.
Oh, nice.
Our postman likes to let everyone know in the block know that he's knocking on.
Doing his job, damn
it. Yeah, well, at least he didn't sort of sneak up behind the hedge and then quickly post the "I missed you." And then run away.
Yeah.
Our postman finds out before he even gets to our front door.
Yeah. Or yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Oh, is it? Okay, very good. You get that started. That looks looking really good there, Mister.
Aside from Evil Panda behind.
Oh, the Evil Panda, yeah.
He's been judging me this week.
Bob said he had to leave because I guess he had to go to work or something. Yeah. I think he left because of the Evil Panda. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that sinister look there.
The Evil Panda.
That's a sinister look, yeah. No wonder Phil is a sponge. Okay, moving on. Again, going back to the MeWe community, we're gonna Brian hung out with us. He's an exclusive MeWe user, and he did this build. He said this is the first time that he lit a car. When I first saw this, I thought this was a Super Bee, but no, it's a Firebird. And there's his headlights. That's the only thing that he got lit on this thing.
Did you not do the turn indicators as well?
I was going to say indicators.
Mm-hmm. He didn't like the tail lights or anything like that.
Start small. Work yourself up to it.
Nothing wrong with that at all. He says start somewhere. He's gonna get that fixed. I particularly like the umbilical cord.
Yeah, it's an electric car. You just have to plug it in.
Yeah.
You could have it.
But it's electric.
You could have it parked near a gas pump, and the could be
The gas tank. Yeah.
the going into the gas tank.
Like an
And
hour over there. Yeah.
That's an idea.
He said he had to wrestle with this kit. It's an older kit, and yeah, I know what you mean. But he does a really good job in cars. It does look like he's put a few of them together.
Nice.
So, definitely. Okay. That was Brian's build on the MeWe community. So last and not least, the best of them all, the guy with all the hair. How you doing, Randall?
You keep calling me the best of them all. Yeah. Oh, well. Right.
Oh, I thought you said bastard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Interpret that the way you want to. Yes.
Yeah, well, we've had Carwin's Y wing, so I'm working on my B wing. Which, as some of you might know, I had quite a bit of fun. It's the kit is a Rodin kit, and it's quite an old Rodin kit, so the decals are absolutely rubbish.
Is that Rodin pronounced Rodin?
Rodin, R-O-D-E-N,
Rodin.
however way you pronounce it.
We can't decide whether it's decals or decals. I know you want him to pronounce the name of a kit.
Everyone knows it's decals.
Yeah.
Decals.
There's somebody we know. I can't remember his name, but he calls them Dickles. Yeah, the blooming things just would not lie down at all. And of course, I didn't discover this until I had nearly all the roundels in place. I was doing a kind of how would you put it?
All in one.
Assembly line, style. And so I decided, well, sod it, I'll take them off, and thankfully I had what do you call it? Aftermarket decals, but this was the mess that I made trying to get the decals off.
Oh wow!
Looks like it was in battle.
Yeah, in some cases the decals actually held on better to the paint than they did to anything else.
Oh, that's some strong bonding there.
Uh-huh.
The B is a decal.
The B's a decal. It came from the same kit. It's
that was fine.
actually a 13. I just overlaid the left hand side of the 3 over onto the 1 to make a B, because the plane was in the B flight of whatever squadron it was in, 32 squadron, I think. No, it's going to need a bit of. It's hard to see in this picture, but it's going to need maybe a bit of overpainting with white or whatever. And so I went to the aftermarket decals, which I had, which came from a company called Pheon, P-H-E-O-N, and that's a lot better.
Yeah.
This was after a lot of careful spraying and everything else to make sure it didn't paint over the D. So that's a bit better.
I particularly like those British airplanes because, you know what, it made it easier shooting at them. A bullseye on them.
A nice pair of targets you got there.
Yeah, all right.
I think the thing I like about that kit is they've actually sort of got this sort of bevel in between the struts.
Yeah, the deformation of the material.
Yeah. It's the fabric covering over the ring, the wing struts, as you say, or the formers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like melted.
They catch the light pretty well.
Yeah. Because a lot of kits would have just done that sort of smooth. They were just giving you the overall shape, whereas that's actually giving you the shape in between the ribs.
And it's
Lots of other kits overdo.
Because back in the days of the likes of Lindbergh and people like that, they were doing them as if they were like a row of valleys.
Yeah.
So that actually some of them were, looked as if they were deeper than some Welsh valleys.
No, it looks really good.
Fuselage is coming together pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it had to make the letters on the tail out of individual letters because there was nobody actually made the single decal for that. But and then another B wing.
Yeah.
This is turning into a B movie.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Biggest fun with these.
What would be obvious would be if the bottom wing had the B on it, the top wing had an A on it. It's like assemble A wing here, B wing here, B on the body. It's like put the part numbers right on them.
One of the fun things with these decals is putting the red centered.
That's not all one.
No, they come like this.
Weird.
Oh, joy!
The company doesn't want to take responsibility for getting the thing, on register. You need that for you to muck up.
I can understand why the swastikas are supplied in two pieces because they don't look like a swastika. But
Yeah, right.
not having a red dot in the middle, that just seems.
I know. It's well, I have seen some decal companies that do the full, the three colors, and the red dot is off center a bit, so it looks googly-eyed. Oh, and Jack, by the way, you were saying about how the British did their roundels looking like targets.
Wow.
These were the ones that the Americans were applying to their aircraft in World War One.
Yeah.
Okay. Touche.
Maybe they learned that they were being used as targets, so they changed to the star bar, or just the star.
Well, after the First World War, they stopped doing that because they realized they were doing targets on their planes.
Hmm.
Yeah, the RAF still hasn't learned to listen.
Then they went to a star with a red circle in the center, and then when Japan entered the world, when Japan after Pearl Harbor, they decided to take the red center out in case gun happy or trigger happy anti-aircraft. The gunners, had to go with anything with a red circle. So.
Well, you gotta. You're very clever. You had to take that off, and then you redid it, and it looks like you didn't even make a mistake. Didn't miss a beat.
Well, the big mistake was actually using the original kit decals, but there you
go. Yeah.
Live and learn.
Especially when I had aftermarkets already to hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey ho.
That's the easy part of the kit done.
That's the easy part. The next part is getting the struts and the upper wing attached without the whole thing collapsing. Thankfully, I have one of those racing or I don't know what you call it.
Jig.
Jig.
Would it be time for an Irish jig?
Yeah, that's it. Well, in that case, the jig actually came from Eastern Europe, but there you go.
Oh well.
It's here somewhere. I should have brought it with me, but anyway. And then after that comes the real fun part: rigging.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, and there'll be lots of frigging. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll need to get an extra large swear jar for that.
Wasn't fun, it wouldn't be a hobby.
Yeah.
I've often wondered how you find anything in that room, but I realize that's not the question I should be asking. The question I should be asking: how does your wife find you in that room?
Oh, hammers and enough, and I find my way to the door.
Somehow, I think she holds a hot dog at the doorway and see if you come running.
Yeah.
Oh no! He gets a stare. He gets a stare on his lap, right direct to him.
He does, yes. We bore witness to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bringing of the tea.
Yeah.
And also, you got to know he does have an escape hatch in his ceiling, so you can always escape that room.
Yeah.
ceremonial tea wench comes and brings him his supper.
Yeah, when I got this place built, they asked me did I want to hatch through to the loft and the rest of the house, and strangely enough, Kathy says, no, 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 no.
And can we make the door lock from the outside?
Yeah. Funny enough, the key hangs on the outside of that door. I can't think,
You're not coming out of there until your B wing is ready.
Yep, that's it. That's pretty much it for now. I was working on that most of the time in the Hangout, and actually got more done during the Hangout, I think, than any other time before or after.
Okay. So that would be everything then, huh?
That would be everything, yeah.
Oh, you know what? You guys are referencing Star Wars, Y wings and B wings. I'm going to reference Star Trek and say I got an NX done.
There you go.
This is a build that I don't think I've shown very much of it off the Spirit of St. Louis. But this is a Rebel kit. This is actually something I would give someone who's never built an airplane or never built a model. This is also a nice beginner build. There's not the plane itself is not very high on detail, but it is high on the fact that it has a structure that you need to follow. And for a beginner, I think it'll be a good build. And
it's a famous enough kit that a beginner wouldn't have to be steeped in what battle it flew in and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's true too. I got a little clear window on the top there. You can see inside. There is a little bit of a cockpit in there. There is some. Because you can build this with the door open, and if the door is open, of course you're going to see what the cockpit's like. But certainly, here's my NX build. So I thought
for me, you should mention that being a good beginner model. The subject, but not that scale, was actually my first model ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. An old British company called Frog, well, when I got my hands on it, turned into a glue bomb. But there you go. I had such humble beginnings.
One of our members who just started hanging out with us live, he does a Sunday night, Buckmore. He needed a 350 NX-01 Enterprise, and so he'll be getting one for Christmas, I think. We'll see if I can get it in a box and send it. And I thought, I have another kit. I thought I did get it started. And I remember putting it aside because I was messing it up. I started messing it up, and I think I should take a look at that again. Because why? Lou also gave me some Aztec dummies that I can practice using his product. So I never used your product before.
That's a good one to start on.
Yeah, because it's basically 2 shades.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that is it from what I can gather. So, yeah, we should get together and do a build, like Liam said, a common kit to do it, or maybe take a common kit or reinterpret it. What's that?
An XO1 would suit me.
I think to drive Lou crazy, I think it should be a car kit.
Hey, let's do Christine.
Muscle car. A muscle car.
Yeah,
I can imagine this muscle car sitting in the middle of his room filled with sci-fi paraphernalia and memorabilia and models. And here's this Mustang all tripped out.
Let's all do Formula One.
Formula One, you know what? That's actually a good idea because they're not that easy.
We can do our own logos for the sides and paint jobs and things like that, and work on our own spoilers.
Yeah, I can just see it now. The Formula One that Randall would build will be named Randall's Pun. So
yeah.
I mean, I think we'll have to look for a kit that isn't is very common, but isn't that expensive as well.
Yeah.
So that other people can join in. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Airfix kits over here, the cheap ones. It's
Yeah. But
Perfect.
we'll have to sort of like put a cap limit on the expenditure.
That's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been neglectant of the top chat here. Ken's Model Shop says he's working on his Chevy C1500 454 SS Eddie Van Halen fan build truck. Boy, that's a long name for a Chevy. Yeah. And Dave, our friend Dave, classic rally cars. That's interesting. Yeah, I did find a kit that I do want. It is a rally car, I believe. There's a Model T car, but there's a lot of cars out there. But I think we should do our due diligence and research the cost of it and its availability.
Yeah.
So
I could probably go for it. But I think I'd like to see also is. I was really inspired. I saw this on the Facebook community. Somebody did take like an F-15 and made it into a car, and I thought that was very interesting. So that's an idea too, to not follow the directions and make it what you want it to be. So I can see right now Lou doing an Enterprise out of a Japanese battleship that has half a hull.
Just do the Yamato. That's your Japanese battleship right there.
Yeah.
True. That's true. Or well, we did one thing, and I think Liam did a very successful job at this. He built a VW Bug and made it a Road Warrior.
Yeah, the Mad Max cars.
Mad Max car, right? That's a thought too. Doing something like that, just adding parts. I have a whole bunch of parts in these drawers here that from kits that I probably.
Well, Jack, did you do the Iron Modeler when you were at Wonderfest?
No,
because that's very much what you're talking about. It's a bunch of people in groups, and they have like 4 hours to come up with something, and it's nothing but a big pit of greeblies. There's like a whole room of just tables of parts, and there's like a specific part you have to incorporate somewhere on your kit, but you have to build something, get it painted, get it done, and then have a story to tell about it all in one evening. So it's
we went to the bar and we took a couple of drinks, and this is what we come up with.
Yeah.
That's our story.
What do I do with the other 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, during the 48-hour hangout talking about Wonderfest, I got Tony interested in it, and he's also interested in going to England, but he has to go with his wife, he said.
Yeah, you can't really take a trip to England and forget to leave the wife at home.
Well, that's true. We talked about going to England too, and having a ASM summit. I think is the way I interpret it, and that was Carwin's idea. And I think
you might be able to get talk her out of not having to go to Kentucky, but I think if you're going to go to England, you got to take her.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true, but maybe we can swindle you to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
You've never been
I heard the food was lousy. I ain't going.
What, to go to England? I would.
Yeah.
I would love to go to England.
Oh, would you?
Yes.
Oh, you're surprising me. All the hell. Nice.
I would love to go.
We should plan a field trip, an ASM field trip. Isn't that something interesting?
I would take nothing but empty suitcases of models that they can't get there.
And we would really be happy for you to do this.
And I would come back with a suitcase full of cash, having sold the models that I couldn't get, that they couldn't get.
Well, that's my intent.
Pay for your flights.
Huh? What's that, Randall?
That would pay for his flights.
Yeah.
I think,
Absolutely would.
You were surprised, Jack. The flight costs were a lot lower than you thought.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. A round trip is like $1,200. That's not
I'm
bad.
like being a drug mule. I'm a model mule.
Yeah,
Model mule.
I'll get you to bring a bunch of Aztec mask sets over as well.
Plastic mule.
Well, what you can do is you can see James, and then you can pick up my 1/1000 scale Akira class that he's doing.
Yeah.
The window's already cut out.
Do you realize if we do a we get together as a group, we can do it not a charter, but pretty darn close to it. And probably can get better prices on flights anyway. I'm thinking. Can't you see my hair?
Yeah, you can get discounts for multiple passengers. Yeah.
He's doing that Robbie thing where the face is starting to spark all blue and even sets something order.
But for next year, for Wonderfest, Tony was really considering it to do it. He looked at how long it'll drive. He said, "No, that's too long." I'm like, dude, California is far from everything. That's why it's there where it's at.
Yeah. Well, that's why Wonderfest exists on the East Coast. It's for all the people who can't get to California.
Well, true. Well, that's true. But I still maintain the adage that anything on the west side of the Mississippi exponentially expands and gets bigger.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can go, like I said, it's actually quite amazing. Go to Tennessee within 5.5 hours. If you drive straight through, that's not far. And that's what I did for the Eclipse.
It sometimes seems like it when if you drive straight through, you're driving through the plains and you see something way up ahead and it never seems to get closer.
And you realize that's still an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that almost sounds like Australia. It could be like that. You
Yeah.
see something it's a mirage.
No, it's a coming attraction.
The thing about Australia is when you're driving in the outback, apparently it's like driving over corrugated iron as well.
Yeah.
So you have the added.
All right.
So,
Dave is leaving, and thanks, Dave, for stopping by, as well as Ken from Ken Model Shop. I think I don't know if Ken Skiffington showed up. George is at work. He had to be called in. I hope your day goes quicker than usual, George. It was nice seeing you. Actually, seeing you in the 48-hour hanging out.
Yes.
Bob Bruce, thank you for stopping by too. And I'd like to say thank you to Lou, and we didn't get to Bob Busking. Sorry, Bob. Maybe next time. Thank you for both of you stopping by, and as well as Carwin. Carwin, maybe you should run these things. You're more popular than I am.
No, do me silly.
Well, it's easy to be more popular than me. That's for sure. And thank you, Jim.
I don't know the way things are going. I'm going to be doing hangouts from bloody hospital if it keeps going the way it's going.
We're going to hold it together until we get our asses over there to really put you in the hospital.
Well, when I got back from doing everything that I had to do for the hospital, they've arranged an appointment now for me to go back again. I seem to spend most of my time sitting down in the waiting room in the hospital waiting for somebody to go, okay, you can bend over now. and that's just the receptionist.
That's just Saturday around here.
Yeah. So, but it seems to me like after chatting with everybody today now, it seems that 48-hour hangout done damage to everybody. Yeah. Everybody's either being fatigued, worn out, knackered, or hospitalized.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, and another one of those, I was going to say stormtroopers, but that's not the word I want to use. What are the troopers on, what's that called? The Heinlein story.
Starship Troopers?
Starship Troopers, right. A Starship Trooper, that will be Jim. Thank you, Jim, for recovering. We got to do a different schedule next year to make it easier on both of us. We were like bleeding tired by the time 24 hours had passed.
Yeah.
But certainly we got to come up with a schedule to do that. But thank you for stopping by and keep on modeling, Mister. And also Liam, thank you for stopping by too. Hey, whenever you want to not just be co-host, but host one of these things, say the word. If you want to do one that's more Eurocentric, you're more than welcome to. Just say the word, okay?
Perhaps in January when the new year starts.
All right, very good. And thank you, Lou, for stopping by. And also, we got to plan our trip to England and take it by storm.
Yeah, I get to practice my English.
Yes. Well,
Aluminium. Say it with me.
And tomato.
Trousers.
You can put a bunch of modelers together and see what happens. But no, I think since they caused a revolution here, we should go over there and cause one. And thank you, Phil, for stopping by. Also, boy, that evil panda is giving me that eye again.
Stink eye.
It's the mirror universe Jack, you see. That's what it is. The goatee.
Thanks, Randall, to stopping by, too. I hope you get out of that room soon enough.
I'll find my way out in time for the next hangout.
Okay, very good. And this is your host. Tomorrow night, we're going to be, this is your host, Jack. I should finish my sentence. We'll be back tomorrow on Sunday Hangout, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's -5 green minutes time, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have another Hangout. And in 2 weeks, another Hangout for this year. And that will be it. And then, of course, next time we'll tell you what the schedule is for next year. And maybe we'll settle on a few things. We had a few ideas tossed about. Thanks for watching. Happy modeling, everyone. Good day.
Good day.
Adidas.